Buddy, welcome back to Financial Trading Basics. I wanted to walk you through a quick little trade I did today that turned out pretty well. So today is Friday, October 10th, 2025. We have the S&P 500. It is currently 12:35. You can't see the time on my screen, but the market is open. And so, like I said, I've seen this extended rally as an extended rally waiting for a crack. We got lucky. We were in the right place at the right time. We'll call it that. But that's what this game. So that's what investing is being in the right place at the right time and managing your trades. So we had a good one today. Again, the S&P has been trading at all-time highs. You know, this popular sentiment. If you turn on CNBC, we have to turn that off so we can't steal broadcasting rights. But basically, just waiting for this big appreciation from April to show some signs of weakness or some cracking. And so I enter small positions, and if they go in my direction, then I add to them or just try to maximize the profit of the position I have. So I think I called the top probably about, 3 weeks ago. It was at 663, probably right around this day, probably right around September 18th. But again, like I said, calling tops and bottoms means nothing. If you get it right, you're getting lucky. If you get it wrong, you're not stupid. It's just a total guess. So we are trading below that 663 level right now at current time. But point being is today's a Friday. All of your, if you're actually investing, your traders more likely than not are closing positions Friday. I'm more biased to the short on top of already being biased to the short side. So I saw some weakness on the open again for the appreciation. If I were going to see this continue to the positive side, this is Micron we're looking at. Again, you kind of get a flush out in the first 3 to 6 minutes, but you either stay right around the open price or you appreciate a little bit up until 10:15, and then you don't have a big decrease. And so what I see as technical weakness, again with an extended rally, I'm going to put my chips on the table in the expectation that it's going to go down. No extreme reason. Again, I see the consolidation of the market so disparate at this point that you can't, like I said, you can't solve something where the data is not there. You can't have a secret system if these elements of our economy and our structure or economic environment are so. You have North Korea and you have this company and then you have this natural event and you have this policy change. There are so many different currents that there's only so much data that can indicate a trade. So just my general thesis is just waiting for what goes up must come down, but playing to the short side on an extended rally. And so 10 o'clock comes, or when did I really it didn't show the strength in the morning. And so I entered my average share size, I believe was like 191. So I see this depreciation here. It comes back up to the VWAP. Again, the purple line is the volume weighted average price, and this blue line is the adapted moving average. And so we have this show weakness in the morning. We don't reclaim the open or make a new high for the day. And so at that point, that's when I'm thinking down, because it's easily, if we look at the day charts, again, the tech sector, the whole market's been trading strong. So if that were to go up and test 200, that would not have surprised me at all. But I just have a risk reward. I take 50 shares. I short that right around 191. I go walk the dog. I see it come down here. So we take a break. We have a definitive move down. So I'm looking to add again to the short. So it comes back up here. I add literally a very great add, 50 shares or 100 shares. Again, my total size is 150. I think on the downside I only did 100. But so I had 100 shares short right around 191, I want to say. And we have this big move down. Or I think maybe this is when I walk the dog. But regardless, I come back, I see a plus 200 profit. I short up here when it comes back up here to this 190 area where I was at. And then I catch this big drop. I didn't even catch this whole thing. I covered right around 186. And so at the time, the volume weighted price was around 190. So I saw that as a good disparate thing, or like just a good big difference. And so between the volume weighted average price and the adaptive moving average, meaning once those get extended, that they're typically going to revert towards the volume weighted average price. So you can see here it sells off. It's below the adaptive exponential moving average. The volume weighted price is still higher, meaning the relative momentum of these shares is trading at prices lower than what most people have paid throughout the day. And so the more difference you have, the more likely, and again, technical analysis to me is super, again, it's all in hindsight, but it does give you expectation points, or pivot points is what they call them. But so I did not even catch this. I could have caught, you never want to do shoulda, woulda, coulda. I mean, $500 in an hour is good on an account size of $30,000. And so I realized about $470 right around this 86, right around this 186 level. Did not even catch this whole drop down to the 180. Then played a quick bounce off of 180, made another about $50. And so that's it for today. It gets me a membership to the zoo for a whole year, so that's exciting. definitely making a lot more videos on animals now. But this is what I would just say as a great example of being in the right place at the right time. There's my big trading thesis, so to say, was just an extended rally on a Friday. Tech has been up extremely big. Why would I not short it? Again, everything's not going to go straight up or straight down, so I saw it as more likely to go to the downside. We got a crack in the market. Do I see that as confirming me calling on top? Absolutely not. Do I see that as me being a genius? Absolutely not, obviously. But it worked out well for us today. So do I see the market overall in any sort of downtrend or weakness? Again, that is not how I really approach these things. I try to find definitive statements, definitive realities about the economic environment, and what statements can actually be said definitively. You can have conjecture, you can have an idea, you can have inspiration, or whatever word you want to say to, but like, what can we just say definitively? And it's simply, again, economic markets, the development is a very large system. So is this stuff going to change in our lifetime? No, I'll say no. In terms of these big appreciations, big depreciations, but I'll go more into that in a different economics video. So I just wanted to cover the trade for today. Made out pretty good. I probably won't trade anything else today. If we pop on over here to American Eagle, like I said, I closed this out. We left some on the table here, probably about 700. I did reshort American Eagle yesterday, and I just put my stop way too tight. But I shorted about 750 shares. Right, reshorted it right around the 525. It popped up to the 530, stopped me out. But I just saw this one as dead yesterday. And these I just do intuitively. Again, if I've watched the stock throughout the day, you kind of have a feel of the ranges. And so this was just a intuitive play, and again, with the same backing of the thesis before. But certainly if I was still holding, again, like I said, I covered right around the low 16s on this one. But I certainly would be covering today, because you're right back at that upper bound of the consolidation of where it broke out from. And so could it absolutely trade down to the 9s and the 10s? Absolutely. But I certainly would be covering here if you haven't already. But it could go either way. But very good trade over here on American Eagle. Closed a little short, not going to complain. And then short intraday. And like I said, this 500 is intraday within about an hour. And so we were in the right place at the right time, caught a big break in the market today. And now we're on the sidelines for the rest of the weekend. So if we see where we at for the month on Friday, October 10th, upload, that's YouTube. And so we're showing a realized profit short term of right around $955. So like I said, that's a Zoo membership. That's another $500 in my account, and maybe another battery for my GoPro. So like I said, I'm not really trading for much, just want to execute good trades, and that today was one of them. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.